Hi, I'm Rob Thorpe from North Yorkshire Police. I'm here at Stiff Cycles near Paisley Bridge today, talking to Jonty Bright about bikes. One of the big problems we get in the UK is there's over 440,000 bikes stolen every year. Now if you equate that to a cost, you're talking about in excess of £100 million worth of bikes stolen. Imagine the excess you yourself have to pay on that if you add that up. One of the main problems we get in the police service is we get a number of bikes recovered either through warrants or through arrests, and we can't actually identify the bike to the owner. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday in Harrogate a bike was stolen and it was described as being a black and silver mountain bike. When we actually apprehended the thief on it 15 minutes later, it was a grey silver mountain bike, totally different in description. So what I want to do is to use Jonty to just quickly go over one of the bikes here and show you the sort of things you need to be looking at so that you know your bike and you can describe it adequately to the police. Jonty.
Hello there, Jonty from Stiff Cycles. I'm just going to go through the bike and a few components so you can get a good idea of the bits that are on your bike and how to describe them. We think it's a very good idea to put together a list of all the components on your bike and then the colour. And then if you ever change any components on your bike, then we think it's a very good idea to write them down so you can describe your bike easily to the police if and when your bike ever gets stolen. So this bike here, this is a hardtail bike because it hasn't got any rear suspension on it, so it's quite a simple sort of frame. Obviously it's very sort of strong in the green colour, so it would be very easy to describe this bike, but if it was just like a plain black, then you might need to think about describing some other components. The components on this one are all Shimano brand. This is a Dior rear mechanism. It's 9 speed on the back and 3 on the front, so this would be described as a 27 speed bicycle. It's just a simple Shimano front mechanism there. Shimano chain. This has got hydraulic disc brakes. These are Hayes brakes. That's the make of these particular brakes here. Tyres, Swalby tyres on there. Okay. It's got silver spokes, so again, you know, back to the colour. It's nice to know what colour the spokes are, so it makes it easier for the police to recognise the bike if they were to find it. And then you've got a stem on there, and you can see it's got some lettering on the stem that says FSA on there, so it'd be good to write that down as well. The bars, some lettering on there. Again, it says Hayes on the brake there. These are Hayes ride brakes. Okay, cube grips, so therefore easier to spot them. And then we go down to the forks. Now I suppose sometimes thieves might change components on bikes, so it'd be good to sort of recognise the fork as well. This is a XCM Suntour fork. This is a suspension fork. So you want to know that it's got a lockout facility on there. Shimano front hub, and again a hydraulic disc brake on the front there.
What sort of parts on the bike would somebody likely upgrade and need to know about, Jonty?
Often the bits that wear out are like the drive chain down here, and if they were to be replaced in a shop, then they might get a better system down here. So if you ever change your parts, then just redo your list if you like to update that. Okay.
In terms of the way you ride your bike and any damage, what sort of areas of the bike do you think it's useful to know about if you've got specific damage to the frame?
Often you get a little bit of marking down here, like this is the chainstay. Sometimes the chain can hit there, but you would have like a little protector on there ideally to stop that happening. So you're going to get some markings down there. If you ever to drop your bike, you might get a little scratch, so keep a note of any little marks on your bike. And sometimes down here you might get a bit of chain, what's called chain suck, where the chain goes up there and might create a few little marks down there. And then things like the seat, if you get a scrape on the side of the saddle there, describe that as well. And then just any other individual marks really.
Is it useful to take a photograph of your bike?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, then it therefore sort of makes it easier for the police to recognise a bike, and you don't have to think about it as much when you're trying to describe it.
There we go. So as you can see, talking to Jonty, there's a lot more to it simply being a black mountain bike. If you can take that detail on hand, know your own bike, know where the damage is, know how to describe it to us, the police service, when we locate bikes which we believe to be stolen, hopefully we'll get it back to you. In every 20 bikes that we get reported to the police, only one of them will have a frame number. People simply don't know what the frame number is on the bike or where any other serial numbers are. So I'm going to quickly ask Jonty again if he can show you where the frame number is on your bike and any other serial numbers that you need to put on that list.
Okay. You usually find it on the bottom of the bike, so if you just put your bike upside down, like so, and this is called the bottom bracket area, and you can see there's several numbers on here. So the best thing to do really is to write all of these numbers down. There's a sticker as well, sometimes that is a copy of the frame number, but looking at this particular one isn't, so they'll probably try and take that off. So therefore just take a copy of all of them numbers on there. On this bike as well, I've just noted there's a code on the fork as well, so it's good to write that down as well, just in case, as I say, they remove the forks off the frame.